Hey everyone, in today's video we're going to be testing Wukong Black Myth on the GPD Win Mini, Legion Go, ROG Ally, MSI Claw, and Steam Deck OLED. We'll be testing them at various TDP levels, resolutions, and settings, and that'll all be listed and how it's going to be done right after those. Have you ever gone to charge something low power that just doesn't accept a charge from modern USB-C? Look no further than the Nexode power banks from UGREEN. They feature the 20,000 and 12,000 mAh batteries, with the 20,000 mAh battery featuring a 72 watt-hour charge at 130 watts. And it has two USB-Cs and one USB-A. It has a smart display, it shows input and output levels. The 12,000 mAh has a more traditional style 0 to 100% display and a 100 watt charge output with one USB-C and one USB-A. Both are super compact and offer trickle charge modes when activated. This allows for charging the low wattage devices as previously mentioned, such as headphones. Now, as well, they are super compact, they're airline approved, and they are just durable and safe. The larger 20,000 mAh battery does come with a nice little pouch as well. Special shout out to CLONERALLIANCE for providing their UHD Pro 4K recorder. All footage shown on screen is captured through their device. And it supports standalone and PC-based capture at 1080p 60 or 4K 30. Now, before getting into all the results and everything, tests were done over the course of a week. The first tests for low, medium, and low frame generation for the ROG Ally, those were on previous drivers. Now, optimized tests for the Ally, they were performed on the latest August 18th drivers. For the Legion Go, I originally tried with the OEM drivers, but they were not compatible with my recording setup, so I updated to the 780M drivers as of August 19th, whatever the latest ones were up to date then. Using handheld hardware tools, I was able to disable CPU boost and unlock the TDP. CPU boost was off for all devices. Going to the GPD Win Mini, this is the 64GB 7840U model with 7500 MHz RAM. Now, this is running the unlocked BIOS. It is OEM locked to 20 watts, but I unlocked it to 28 watts. So anytime 30 watt is shown for the GPD Win Mini, just assume 28 watts because that's its max. Now, performance is not really seemingly relative of other 7840U devices above 20 watts, and this is kind of due to thermal considerations and just not really being designed for that. So 15 to 20 watt performance, anything below 20 is pretty safe. 25 watts is kind of comparable at times, but anything over that is really just a crapshoot for it and will be beaten by the ROG Ally and Legion Go. So it is what it is, it's just the device, it's not the chip itself. I wouldn't even blame it on drivers or anything like that, as even showing the 78M drivers on the Legion Go is showing better performance or comparable performance to the GPD Win Mini in comparable low TDP tests. Going to the MSI Claw, again, handheld hardware tools was used for CPU boost and power control, and it seemingly works. 15 watt performance is just garbage, and the OEM minimum is 20 watts anyways. So it's on the latest Intel drivers and the latest MSI M Center driver as well, which has the overboost update, which allows for better performance. Moving to the Steam Deck, it is Cryo Utilities 4GB VRAM, nothing special. VRAM for the Legion Go and the Ally is set to 6GB. GPD is set to 16, and the Claw is defaulted to auto because you cannot control it for the Intel chips there. Again, CPU boost is turned off on all Windows handhelds. Now, testing will be shown in low, medium, and then low frame generation through 720p to 1080p on all devices to show performance parity. So you're not showing 800p on the Steam Deck, you're showing 720p and 720p on the Legion Go basically. Essentially, Legion Go and Steam Deck are not being tested at non-native displays. They will be shown afterwards though in their native displays at the end of the tests. So optimized settings consist of my own just kind of found settings over the course of the week that seem to be working okay on handhelds with a little bit of a hit to performance, but not bad, but considerably better image quality in my opinion versus low, and not as big of a performance hit as full-blown medium. So with the Steam Deck and the Legion, they'll be retested at the end at their native 16:10 aspect ratios. Now, TSR is used over FSR because I find TSR is better than FSR for motion clarity. So for low, medium, low frame generation, anytime you see that, it will be at 50% or performance. So the conversion is 50% is performance and 59% is balanced. 59% will be used for optimized. So anytime you see the word optimized on the chart or anything like that, just assume, okay, that device or that whole test was done at 59% or balanced mode, not performance. Otherwise, assume it was done TSR performance. Now, so different benchmarks, they'll be showing 49 charts in total for 3 seconds, as it'll still be about 2.5 minutes long, just showing just the charts alone. So I'll be doing it with no commentary. I'll be banking it on the timelines, and it'll be kind of segmented by the resolution and settings, and you'll see that there. So it'll be about like 12-second chunks there that you can kind of skim through. Let me know in the comments afterwards if this was well worthwhile, and we'll kind of discuss about it afterwards as well. Starting straight off, like the discussion portion of this, I'll be the first to say that I'm just absolutely blown away that this is up and running on handhelds, and as well as it seemingly is, even just through the benchmark tool, especially on the Steam Deck, and how it compares or even beats out the competition at 15 watts. Now, as stated, the GPD above 20 watts is kind of garbage and skewed, so you can't really take too much to heart of the 25 watt and 30 watt performance. More so the 20, 18, and 15 watt performance is shown. Those are more what you'd be looking at. And I also chose for optimized settings 15, 18, and 30 watt to be the kind of optimal spots to test, as I find that, okay, you're either going to be playing at 15 watt, maybe bump it up to 18 watt and sacrifice a bit of battery life, or if you're going to be plugged in, you're likely bumping up to the full 30 watt. That was the logic behind that. So MSI Claw, keep in mind it's the 135H. I don't have the higher end chip, but from what I've seen in previous benchmarks, mind you, prior to like kind of all the optimizations, they were comparable, and sometimes the lower end did beat the higher end. So 900p and 1080p frame generation was not used. Instead, it was used with TSR balanced and optimized settings, just due to poor performance at that resolution with frame generation, not maintaining a steady kind of 60 base input or even like a 45. It was more like a 25, 30 with all that stuff turned on. Above 30 watt, there was performance degradation. I don't know why. Anytime I bumped it up above 30 watts, even though the chip is rated to go to like 40 or so, it seemed to perform considerably worse, so I just maxed out the Claw at 30 watts. Most tests were close between all handhelds, minus the MSI Claw. The deck was definitely comparable, and even a non-native res and above 1080p, things like that. Claw was interesting, obviously. It can absolutely get good performance with the right settings, kind of up to 900p. Now, the game itself is, I don't like to say optimized, but I would say scalable, because when you're seeing all the previous tests of like 4090 at native resolution 4K path tracing, it's running at like 18, 20 FPS without any DLSS, anything like that. And you're thinking, okay, God, it's not going to run on the handhelds. Well, sure enough, it does, and it does it well. So again, I'll be the first to say that I was surprised. I was kind of, I guess, rooting for this game to destroy handhelds, but it didn't. You can absolutely play it on this, no problem. With tweaking, obviously, you're not going to get a 60 FPS plus experience, but I think even with my optimized settings that I found here, you're going to be getting about 40 FPS at 900p and below, and at 1080p you can get about 30 FPS. Obviously, it's not dependent on every gameplay situation, so you can kind of tweak further from there, or bring the TSR down to performance again, whereas I like to keep it at balance. That'll mostly do it for this one. Thanks again to UGREEN and CLONERALLIANCE for sending the products over. If you are interested in them yourself, please do check out the description below, and any affiliate links will be found through there. Now, let me know about the charts, and did you kind of find it more easy that way, more pleasurable, displeasurable? Let me know in the comments of doing no commentary and just the charts versus charts and commentary during them. Are you looking forward to playing this game? Have you been looking forward to it? Have you been kind of waiting and seeing how it's going to perform on handhelds? If you only play on handhelds, let me know in the comments. And as always, I hope you all have a great day.